Hello and welcome to Shay Zasaa and a Zaza Zooms In. Now today I have our resident, I've described her as this, our resident Shay Zasaa, what would the word be? Our resident Shay Zasaa guest. Influencer, Wonu, who you all know very well. And as you can see, we have an empty seat here because we're expecting someone who may walk in mid-conversation, and that's fine, just ignore and continue as if. And if they don't turn up, well, then they don't turn up. But that's why this chair is here, because we are expecting and we do want him to be a part of this conversation because we think it'll be good. But today, hello.
How are you?
Haven't seen you in a while.
In a while. I've missed you guys. Yes, I haven't been here in a while.
It's funny because I was talking to Wole and Wole was saying that he's decided he's going to be doing this more often and he's thinking, like once a month. So I said, well, Wonu, that's why I came up with this. I said, well, Wonu is our resident person. So he was now like, I said, she's my number one. He was now like a little bit, I said, but you can be my number one man. She's my number one woman.
Was he feeling like he needs to be number one?
Yeah, he was feeling like he wanted to get there, but he knew he didn't have the right to be there yet.
Fair enough.
But I said, look, you're the guy.
He has time to build up to it.
Well, he can just take the male and you take the female. We don't need to.
I'd rather just be number one. But, I'm willing to share.
Oh
right, what are we talking about today?
What we're talking about today, okay, it's a long question, so I'm going to read it out. But we'll. So basically, the question is, I found this guy on Insta, and I'm going to say his name because if he comes across him, I think I stole. So I'll just mention his name.
Give him credit quick.
Adeyemi Adeyosoye.
Okay.
Don't know who he is, but he said he had this thing saying 5 questions you must ask yourself, and it will change the course of your life or whatever. Wow. So those were the 5 questions that I asked you.
So if it doesn't change the course of your life, then it's you.
Maybe that's not what he said. He said, and they will something. But anyway, this is the one we've decided to answer. Okay. On your path to succeeding, to getting to this point that you are at right now, what part of you have you had to disown and disconnect from to get to where you are? So I think the way I titled it was, what have you had to give up to get to where you are today?
Okay. That's actually a really tough question.
It's a really tough question.
It's really tough because, first of all, to answer it, you have to assume that you've succeeded. Or
well, to get to where you are. He didn't, he said succeeded, then he said to get to where you are. So to get to where you are today. So we're kind of assuming that where you are today is a better place than maybe
where it was before.
It may not be what you call success, but it's not a negative place.
For sure, because I definitely won't hold on to that success part of it. Not that I'm not successful. I may not be. My sisters probably would judge. But on my journey to where I am now, what have I had to give up? I mean, doesn't that sound like really bad if I say I've given up a lot of things? Does it sound bad?
No, it doesn't sound bad because I think, and can I just come back to your thing about success? Because I think success is, the way we judge success is different.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I think so people can be successful. The way of the world, though, if you're, a billionaire or you're whatever. So there are different ways of judging success. So I don't think that necessarily...
I mean, that's a universal way, which I think we can buy into, but never mind, carry on.
Yes, but I think success is more about your inner happiness and peace and all.
That's very true. So if you have money, you're successful. I'm
just
kidding.
No.
Money
adds to it.
No, because 100%. It can't just be that. Because there are successful people who are depressed, for example. So what you want
who are depressed. Is the inner success and then the outer success.
Yes, 100%.
But I think if you had to choose one, the inner one is the better one. But anyway, that's when you think of success. And back to what you said about, does it sound bad if I've given up many things? I honestly believe that we should be changing all the time. So we should be, maybe not necessarily giving up things, but amending things, changing things. And if there are things that are not working, I'm not that person that will say, if it's not, there's some people that say, if it's not adding to me, I don't want, I'm not doing, that type of thing. Ooh! And here he comes. Come, quick.
I'm going to have to hug him on screen. But
yeah, you can hug him on screen. They're hugging. Please, can you come in?
Oh, this is a great one. I've never been on the show where someone just walks in like all and stuff.
I thought we would just do something different. So did you see the?
Does that look quite cool or what? It was quite cool.
It was quite cool actually. It was very, and it's a first for me, so I'll remember you for a long time. Back to you guys.
Sorry.
Did you see the topic? I sent you the topic.
I saw it, but I didn't actually. I just kind of rushed in.
Okay. So basically, we're talking about on your journey to being successful,
Yeah.
or to being where you are here, because one was arguing with, that means you're saying you're successful. But with on your journey to where you are now,
Yeah.
what did you have to disown? Is there anything that you had to disown or disconnect from?
Wow.
Oh, give up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She chose it.
Right? It's a lot. It's a lot, I know, but I'm using this as therapy. I use that as therapy all the time. This is like proper therapy.
Make you feel better.
Yeah, 100%. So I get back home and I said to my husband, you never believe what I discovered today because I had my therapy session. So
I said that today.
He actually said that. That's why he said he wants to be doing more of it. It's like
it's
therapy.
great therapy because there's
It
things
is,
that you
it
don't
is,
think
yeah.
about and you
I
suddenly
know.
get here and you have to articulate your thoughts and then you suddenly... But anyway, so things I've had to give up. Okay. I really should discuss this with my husband first, but it's a bit late now because we're here. So we're going to go for it.
You're going to go for
We're
it.
gonna
You
go
can,
for it.
leave that out and
No,
go for
we're
something
gonna
else.
go for it. I said this is
Bolaji, I
therapy.
love you.
Yes, me too. So I've had to give up the notion that, you know, my idea of marriage when I started is not my idea of marriage now.
Oh, but that's not okay. All right, maybe you want to expand. Maybe it's the expansion that'll be dodgy.
No. So I don't know. I guess okay. So my mom she didn't stay at home. She did a lot of businesses. My mom, I can count how many businesses my siblings and I helped her to contribute to as we were growing up. So I guess she was an entrepreneur, and yeah, she wasn't a stay-at-home mom at all. And then when she wasn't doing all of that, she was hanging with her girls and doing aerobics just for fun and stuff like that. Yeah, that was my mom. So I guess I always just imagined that my money would be mine.
Ah,
Yeah. And so when I had to share it and pay fees, it took me to a different place. Yeah, like, I was just like, what is this life?
but you see, that is
Are
not
you
even
feeling for
for
me?
That's not.
Oh God.
That's not even for this show.
On my way to, well, I mean, it's part of things I've had to give up on my way to where I am now. Because I'm just like, okay, so we have to share.
Responsibilities.
And we're in a better place now that I've accepted it.
Accepted.
Yeah. I think it was when I was warring with it.
Yeah, because then there would have been resentments
exactly,
and
because
everything.
I was just like, yeah. But now that I've accepted it, we've talked about it. You know, there's a little bit more understanding on my part. Truthfully, I actually didn't. It was just, I don't think we talked about it before. I didn't really laugh now.
I'm not laughing. Look, the thing, what's making me laugh is what's underneath that.
Elaborate.
What's underneath that notion of my money?
Because she
That's
gave
what
you
I
the
saw.
context. She
That's
saw
what I
her
saw.
mom
So your mom.
Yes.
doing her
Uh-huh.
businesses.
Yes.
Now she didn't ask her mom whether she was giving her dad money.
Exactly.
But what she saw was her mom doing her own. For all you
Yes.
know, your mom was the one running that
That's
household.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. I can't
Okay,
argue with that. And
so-
yeah, she would have probably been paying for holidays. Don't I doubt it? But But truthfully, I didn't ask. So
But that's what she
because
saw, and that was her impression.
That was
That's
my
the-
impression.
yeah.
So can I push?
Yeah,
Oh,
go.
absolutely.
Okay, so
Therapy session 101.
so it would be that dad
Mm-hmm.
was, well, in your eyes,
Mm.
clearly doing all the work.
All the financial work.
Yes.
And dad was probably funding mom's businesses, for all you know.
That too, financial work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yes.
So it's the look,
Yes.
and mom was happy with that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's so interesting because that's exactly what it used to be back in the
Yes.
But you see, it's funny because that's why I said this is even another show.
day.
You know what I mean? So maybe we need to talk about this next. Do you know what I mean? Because it's that whole thing of perception,
Yeah.
reality, what you see, that thing of communication.
times.
When you're not,
Yes.
nobody told you.
Yes.
So, it's still. It's
Yeah. I mean,
so many.
obviously, I'm basing this on what as a kid, my mind was able
Yeah.
to
Yes.
understand.
Exactly,
which
exactly.
really is not a lot. And no offense to kids, but obviously, what the reality was and what my perception was were probably, like you said, completely different.
Yeah.
But that is one of the things I've had to give up. I had to give that up.
That dream.
Yeah, like I've had to give that up.
Whether it was a wrong notion in the
Whether
first
it was
place,
a wrong
was
notion
irrelevant.
or not.
Yeah, that was
I've
something
had
you
to give
came
it
with.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
sorry. Let me know back that house.
No. It's fine. I started with saying I love my husband. So, we're good.
Oh no, this is not about your husband. This is about you.
Love me too.
Exactly. Okay. So how do you feel about that now? What do you
now
think
that I have to share?
Yeah.
Or now that I have to take some responsibility?
Yeah, you went to both of them. You have to share it. You have to.
No, I feel like I've finally grown up.
See, okay, so that's rich.
Yeah.
That's rich.
Like,
that's rich. That's right. That's
at some
rich.
point, I had to pull my finger out. So at some point, it's like, oh, shit. No, I mean, at some point, I just.
That's interesting.
To be fair, if my husband was like, I don't know, Jeff Bezos or something, then
it's different.
Then it's completely different, right? Then I wouldn't. But when you're watching as your husband is trying to do like many things, and you just feel like, oh, why am I sharing? It's a bit wrong, isn't it? It's a bit like
a little bit selfish.
It's a bit like borrow yourself some sense and do better. So I think that was that. But again, as I said, it's just one of the things I've had to give up, and I've had to learn that just because that's not the reality now doesn't make it a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't
then
mean it won't become the reality at some point.
I mean, to be fair, even if it doesn't become the reality, it just means how as a child you always had this idea in your head that this is how you want this to be, and then when it's not that,
yeah, like I'm still waiting for the swimming pool in my backyard. Like I don't understand how I live. No, not
necessarily.
fairy tales. Why is it fairy tales?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so the
just
utopia.
We have faith in our men, and we know that they can give that to us.
Oh, my head
That's
is
what it
sweating.
is.
Oh, my head is.
I don't understand. So it
My
might
head
have
is
taken
wooed,
longer than we thought.
Gosh,
but it's not.
I got capacity. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Bring it.
It's changed now. That's right. Come, honey, I'm coming for you, man.
But I mean, so what do you think you've had to give up? Obviously, mine is marriage related. Yours may not be. I have another one. I have a career one. But
mine, I think the biggest thing, because when you said it, I was thinking, how am I going to answer this question? I don't even know the answer to the question, but just off, I mean, I'm sure if I did more thinking, but I think for me, the thing that I had to give up to get to where I am now is not believing in myself, not seeing myself for who I am. Do you know what Wonu did for me the other day?
Interesting.
I wanted to box her, but it was.
I asked her I needed a reference. She used to be my boss. So she still is my boss, actually. She still is my boss. But
briefly volunteer
at work.
All right.
Yeah, listen.
All right. Okay.
So I put her name down as a reference. So she sent me the reference. I said, who is this?
She actually asked me, who am I writing about?
What are you writing about?
I had to send her like a slap. Like, what do you mean?
So, but that is still my. Is it nemesis they call it? It's still my. Achilles heel or whatever. I still have to give it up every day, if that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah. I'm much better, much better.
So
but that is
honestly.
Wow.
But that's one of my biggest things that to even get to where I am. But I'm clearly nowhere near, because I still see things or hear things, and I think maybe I misrepresented myself.
That's a double-edged sword, though.
What?
What you're saying? It keeps you humble.
But she's already humble.
That's what I'm saying. It keeps you
humble. Or maybe that's what's keeping her humble. Fair enough.
Keeps you humble.
But then sometimes I feel like we shortchange ourselves because you don't really realize your capacity. Not that I'm asking you to walk around and blow your own trumpet and whatnot, but sometimes the capacity in this woman. Anyway, if I start now,
you see, but that's where I was going before as well.
No, but I think her nature. I don't even know that she cannot be humble.
You know that. Like it'd be dangerous for her not to be humble. That's
true. I hear that.
It'd be dangerous for you.
And maybe that is the thing, because I've always said this thing, but I said it more about beauty than capacity.
Again,
where
it'd be dangerous for you not to be humble.
I feel like that's God's way of keeping me grounded. That I don't see the beauty that people talk about.
So there you go.
Maybe, but that is definitely one of the things that I've had to give up is that, and I have to remind myself every day. It's like a constant thing that's actually you can do this. Actually, you're good enough. Actually, you know what I mean. It's a constant thing. It's something that you would think with all my rock your own gorgeous and everything would come naturally, but it's still a daily, not battle, because I don't really think it's a battle.
Encouragement,
but a daily reminder that I have to tell myself. So that's one thing that I've had to give up, and I continue to give up, and I guess I will give up forever, so that I will not be proud.
So I think that's that man right there. It's called subtle pride, and I'm giving it up every single day. Every day.
Wait, what's subtle pride?
Did we talk about that before?
Yeah, we did talk about subtle pride, but we were
I
talking.
may fall into that category. Carry on. I just want to define it first.
It came on, and what did we were talking about humility and pride.
Oh,
and
God.
he said, he immediately he said it's like, I said, oh, thank God, because he couldn't believe it. He was like, what? I was like, you mean you don't know your pride?
Lord, no.
Yes. What's subtle
What's
pride?
subtle pride?
Self pride is the kind of pride that hides. It hides. It's not in your face, and it tends to be. I mean, it takes a very, very emotionally sensitive and intelligent person to pick it up.
On the person's side or
other person.
somebody else?
Someone else.
Okay.
Yeah. For you,
Hence, I pick it
It's-
up all the time.
for you, it happens in your house. You alone, only you. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So those
Give
that
an
don't know, don't
example.
know.
I don't give a.
I might be in this category.
This is your therapy for today.
feel
She
that
found
this
out
might
on
be-
here that you are what was that thing?
Passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive.
I was like, wait, what? I literally was because everything they were describing, I do it. And it was just like,
Oh no.
yeah, that was
No.
an eye opener for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me everyone had this on the road, right? On the road, someone cuts you up and people spit out some expletives and get upset. I turn around and I mean my English gets a little fine tuned. I say things like, "That's so silly," or something like,
my
"God
mother's
bless
word.
you."
Oh, wow.
God bless you.
That's passive aggressive, isn't it?
In a sense, yes, but I'm thinking so. Do you mean that? And I actually genuinely mean the blessing, but the blessing is not that God will bless you with many abundant good things.
God will bless you so I won't kill you.
God will bless you so that you don't kill someone else or kill yourself. Okay, so that's the general pool of it.
But what is the root of it? Is it because you think you're better than people? What's the root of
In a
subtle
sense,
pride?
sometimes you actually think that, hold on, I could have done that better, or I could have handled that better than
But is
that
that just
person, or
I
snobism?
mean, I own mine.
it's not. It's not.
She's a snob, yeah. She owns it fully. And she's vain.
That's why I really
Okay.
think I fall into
And
this
she's
category.
vain. She owns it
own
fully.
that
So,
fully too, yeah.
But she's beautiful.
She is stunning,
Thank
yes.
you so much.
She is.
But yes, I own the vanity in all its glory.
So I don't disown beauty. That's not. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No.
But I don't. Let me give another
How
one.
did you even bring beauty into this? I said, is that
No,
snobism?
you were just talking about my my many qualities that I own that I probably shouldn't own, but I'm good with it. Yeah, sorry, you were saying another example.
Okay, another example.
Moy, she says that I'm too competitive.
Wole is competitive.
But what I say, this is me. My competitiveness is healthy
I'm listening.
because I don't need to win. I'm honest. I play to win, but I don't need to win. And guess what? I lose gallantly. I'm saying so myself.
Subtle pride.
Come on, Wole. Come on, Wole.
Come on.
That's not a
I
brag.
love it.
I don't lie. Look.
I
And there's
lose gallantly. I'm gonna take that from today.
nobody.
Lose gallantly.
No one can tell me that I'm a sore loser.
That's it.
I'm not a sore loser.
Apart from the people
See,
that actually see you being a sore loser, but
no.
they don't really matter because it's all about
what they're saying is that because I want to be fair. So I want the game to play fairly. I play well, and if it's not played fairly, inclusively, I would say something. Say, listen, that's not how you should do it.
Yes.
You shouldn't have done that way.
Yes.
Now, if I don't win after all that,
You
I
say
won't be
but
angry.
because
Oh no! No. Look, if I didn't get my way in how it's run, and in the end it didn't happen, I will just go back. Say, okay, well, it happened. No, it happened.
So, but
We had. Yeah, go on.
no, what were you gonna say?
We had into house.
I saw
games,
it. Yeah.
and my house won. Guess what? Good. Look, I didn't expect that at all. But because our house made the most noise, I had to just be quiet. Because they were not. Hey, even when they won, I just say, I've made too much noise. Let me just pull back. Because they will say, what do you mean? Your pride. Look, I knew we won. I didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it at all. I had to hold back.
But wait, I'm trying to understand because you're saying one of the things you've given up is subtle pride.
No.
Or you haven't given why I say what you should be giving up. Is that what you're saying?
One thing that I give up day.
Oh, you're working the same way as I'm okay.
Daily. Because I know what it does. I know how I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just when you say entitlement, let me give you one that when you think that you should have been invited to this wedding.
Oh, let's not go there. You see,
I used to think that. I don't think that anymore.
but you see,
I did used to think that.
my issue is
Carlisle.
But I'll tell you the one that I do think that you'd be shocked. Go on, your issue.
my issue is that where do you get off thinking? So it's that thing that I said up to you earlier about ego. And it comes down to ego and self. So much of these things come. I think when you drain everything down, it comes down to ego and self.
To be fair, he started it with subtle pride. So
because when you think, because now I'm even thinking of
definitely fits.
I'm thinking of people that in fact there's some things I get invited to and I tell them, you don't have to invite me if you have other people that you know what I mean, because so mine is almost like the complete opposite. I don't know why you would think. Now, if you, well, you see, maybe it's a relationship thing, but I don't even.
But I think that when I did used to think that, I think it was based on the fact that I thought we were closer than this.
Yeah, but you see, so I agree with you.
I no longer think that because I know how expensive weddings are and all that.
Yeah.
All that
So
stuff.
I think that in that situation,
that was my thought process in the times when I thought maybe I should have been invited to this.
So I too, and I think I get that, but my own is that so if either of you were having something and you didn't invite me to, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I would have expected you to have had the conversation with me. Do you understand? And if you had you just say like, you know what, numbers are tight. That numbers are tight. You know what I mean? Because I won't take it personally, and you know that I won't take it personally.
Oh, so
you know what I mean?
So what if we didn't have the conversation with you? What then?
No, that's when I might be thinking, well, I would have thought I should have been invited, or I would have been invited.
We're closer than that.
You know what I mean? So, like for example, one of my friends recently had a marriage in her family and was struggling with numbers, and she told me. And she was like, oh, that, so I said, look, you don't have to invite me. She said, but I want to. I said, okay. Well, then she was like, oh, but I knew that. So I said, well, don't invite Wale. So that's how we did it. But because of the conversation.
She loves you really. So rude.
No, he doesn't really have a relationship with them,
I do that all the time, by the way.
But you know what I mean? Because so that made it okay for her to then now, you know what I mean? But had she not had that conversation with me and decided not to invite both of us, then it might have been like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have taken it personally. The one I took personally, I think I told you about. I didn't even take it personally. I was just irritated. Like,
someone's alone? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, I thought I was the only one. But anyway, I'm wearing my own hat, okay?
Yeah.
So subtle pride is still there. It's still happening.
Mine is sometimes when I see...
3 minutes, guys.
Oh, gosh. We didn't even start.
We didn't even start.
Sometimes when I
we do
see...
part two.
I've always believed that I should be in a better place than I am now professionally. I've always believed that. Even before I changed careers, whatever, I've always believed that. I changed careers after doing IT for 10 years. I realized that I wasn't a geek, and so I moved into comms and PR. But just brief background. So, sometimes when I see people on panels doing stuff, I feel like I should be one of the people on the panel.
I agree. So, what have you given up there?
No, I was just talking about... You said something about... It was started off with him saying that
when you're thinking
to be invited.
Yes. No, but I think that's different because that's based on your skills and your knowledge. This is based on your relationship, yourself. You know what I mean? So it's slightly
there's a little
different.
bit of self in there.
No, there's a bit of self, but it's based on what you think you have achieved.
Right.
So there's a skill set there. They won't just call you on because of
that's
you know
fair,
what I mean. So there's a skill set. Whereas to invite you to a wedding. What is the skill set? It's really relationship, if nothing, if anything.
Which leads back to what I've had to give up professionally on my way to where I am now. But I don't know if I've given it up for the right reasons. I've had to give up the exposure, what I think I have to pass on to, not necessarily the next generation, but to other people. Because I feel like God planted a lot in me to give out.
And you've given that up?
Well, I've had to. I haven't done it till now.
No, but that doesn't mean you've given it up.
Well, up until now, I haven't.
No, but we said you've disowned. That's a lie first. But you said you've disowned or disconnected. That's
I've had
the question.
to give up.
No, so, okay, so but you haven't given it up. Have you given it up? Because giving it up
haven't
means
gi-
that you've decided you're not doing it anymore.
So no, so I interpreted that as I've not done it till now. I've had to let go because I
that's
had
not-
to kind of let go of it because otherwise it was causing me to be very down on
Resentful.
myself.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm resentful and like there's more.
Okay, so
Or why
you've
are you
let
not
go of
doing
it,
more?
but-
So I've let go of the fact that I haven't done it. Maybe. Obviously, I still want to do it, but I've had to let go of the fact that I haven't done it and stop letting
Okay, so
it.
for this period, you've
Yes.
let go of it. So I'm not sure if that counts, but okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair. I had to put on my glasses because can you see how they are going? And I can't see the time, and they're the only ones that can. They will make me time out. Do you think we should do a part 2, or should we wrap it up now? Do you have enough for a
Oh
part
no!
2?
Well, this is very open. There's no, and this has an end. So up to you, really.
Yeah,
Sorry.
taking my time now.
Sorry.
Just decide. What do you think? Should we
I think we
wrap
should
it
do a
up?
part 2 so that we
Yeah,
can
let's
say
do a
what
part
people
two.
can do.
Okay.
Part 2.
All right,
do
guys.
better.
We're going to do a part 2 because they talk too much. They take up too much time. I knew when I brought them together that it was going to be a challenge, but I think they will be really good together, and I'm sure you're enjoying them together. And they are my number 1 and number 1. Although Wonu said before you came on that she would rather just be number 1.
Oh no!
And then I said I'm happy to share.
Anyway, if you're not following us on YouTube, please follow us on YouTube. We're going to do a part 2 of this, so we're literally going to stay here and go on to part 2. Continue to rock your own gorgeous, and we'll see you in part 2.